in the right thing. So I have to say a little bit about the university ranking, which I really hate this subject, and I'm sure your President Guo also hate them equally. But of course, we often use the best ranking we put on the poster. But there's many rankings, so don't worry, you'll find some good ones. But again, the popular university ranking, especially with the 交通, you know what I mean, from the particular institute, our brother 交通 in Shanghai. There are many such rankings. They're based on, I would call, the inorganic, non-organic key performance indicators. These indicators usually say the number of papers published, the citations, the high side paper, many things. But all these things, in my opinion, is kind of inorganic. It's really not very organic things. But the things I learned in my U.S. career for that many years, I really understand how important the legacy is important for a university. For a young university like ours, your university is very young. My university started from 1896. After we got defeated by the Japanese, it was started 交通, thinking to revenge, one day, But really, still a relatively young university, 120 years is a young university. So we really did not learn, the value of the greatness of the university. So when I was a chair, this is 5 years ago, I first was the chair. At first, I reluctant to be the chair. Then later, I got my dean saying, so Frank, you have to pay back. He say, we've been nice to you so many years, and you never served. This is your chance to serve us. So I got dragged into the chairmanship. So the first faculty meeting, these faculty really challenged me. He says, chair, now you're chair. So service, important. Do PR well. Public relations is the most important. He said, our department, look at how outstanding we are. You just look at the H index. No, any department in the world better than our department. Our H index is number 1. Look at who that technical school is, And this is Stanford Junior and plus others, But they all ranked higher. But our research H index is really higher than anyone. We're the highest. So must be the PR is something wrong. He said, chair, do good PR for us. I say, hold on, faculty. No, don't get too excited. I say, let me get some statistics next month. Let's discuss about this issue and see what kind of PR is needed, okay? So I returned to my office. I told my secretary, say, hey, work on this chart for me. Work on the chart. You just take the top 25 so-called U.S. news and whatever that. Take the 25 departments and do a data mining, okay? And see where their faculty came from. Oh, he said, wow, this is a wonderful job. Okay, so she did a very careful job. She put 25 of the great departments together worldwide and see where their faculty came from. So total 872 faculty was collected here. Then who contributed more? Faculty grantors, I call. Stanford contributed 120, MIT, 130 out of 872. How many MIT here, please? Oh, okay. Not yet, but remember, they'll invade you, okay? Yeah, sooner or later. So 130 was by MIT, Stanford 123, Berkeley 122. Well, they're ranked, always ranked the top 3. And people thinking this is a beauty contest. This is not a beauty contest. There's a reason for that. It's because of the department legacy, So after that, you see Illinois, Carnegie Mellon, Caltech, and Michigan, whatever that is. Then I say, guys, listen. Each of you are great researchers, but are you a great educator? I'm not sure. I say, you want our department be ranked higher? Very simple, easy. In the next 20 years, please help one of your most accomplished students going back to where you came from. You came from Harvard, send one student back to Harvard. Be faculty, you came from the Carnegie Mellon, send one back. I say in 20 years, our department, not only our H index is #1, but our unpopular ranking will be #1 as well. Oh, they say, oh, that's not fair. I say, what's not fair? He said, you graduate from Taiwan. That's too easy for you and more difficult for us. I say, good luck to you. You choose the wrong school to get your PhD. Okay? Don't complain, I say. Each of us has all equal, wonderful missions. Okay, so remember where you come from and send one back to where you came from. That's important. Yeah. So I came back. They sent me to Russia last year. They go to visit the Russian universities. So I went to Moscow State University, and another one is Bowman. The technical university. They delivered the Sputnik. They even give me a AK-74. First, I saw the AK-47. They say, hey, President Chang, just hold this gun with you, this. So I use my tiny pinky and the whole entire gun, machine gun. I can hold it like this, okay? Then I walk to the hallway. I look at this tree. He said, this is our family tree. Look at in Russia, how many institutes is built by our students. This is the alma mater of the entire Russian industry. Can you argue with that? Do you care how many papers published? Till the end of your day, including my own one, we worry about how many papers we publish in Nature and Science, or we worry about the more thinking our children and our academic children, how they're doing. Which one is more important to us? I think the answer is clear, right? The answer is clear. So I like this very much, and I just hope you to remember, if you have a very accomplished student, don't keep them, in your own department. Send them out, because that is your legacy. You keep them in here, that's called self-inbreeding. That's very unfortunate, okay? Because they never grow into a big tree. But you send them out, they do big things for you, and they build your legacy. Yeah. So that's what I always use. Liu Zhongnang 教授, everybody knows him, so I always using him as an example. Just look at Liu Jiao. He himself is an MIT graduate, 1962. He has a 222 PhD student and 121 the grandchildren PhDs. That number still continue. If you look at where he came from, his family, his academics, came from. His teacher is Dean Arden, that's Purdue. His teacher is Michael Collum, that's the University of Berlin. Then their teacher is Enhard Schmidt and Adolph Hammerstein. That's from Göttingen. That is the legacy. And that is the greatness of the university. University is great because you grow big legacy, not because you publish how many papers. It doesn't matter, Yeah. So many things that we do when I return to Taiwan, I use 3 words to encourage my faculty. If you look at my business card, I say, act together, we go far. The one side, I like the word, the proverb, the African proverb. I always think in the Africans, the most wise people. That's why they can survive in Africa. The rest of us, our ancestors have to run because it's difficult for us to survive, to compete with them. So we run away. So which is smart, which is also very good. Each of us got what we want. So the African says, he said, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. In each of our own disciplines, we went very fast. When I started my electrical engineering, physics, all that, it's just many things that I can just do with my single discipline. So therefore, don't wait for anyone else. Let's go fast, go along. But to this point, if you want to do anything in EE, in CS, in physics and others, there's no such lower-hanging fruits anymore. We all have to work together and to go far. So therefore, I say act together, we go far. So the A means what? A means active education and active placement. Active education and active placement. Active education means a new liberal arts education which will stimulate your students' passion, give them the chance to define the scope, to define their problem, and bravely to solve their own problem. I think that is important. And active placement. The legacy of yourself, the legacy of the department, the legacy of the college or the school, the university, that is all about this, the greatness of the university. If you like to pay attention to your publication, you should pay more attention to where your students go. When I was a chair, I often got these calls from the different deans and the department chairs. Frank, I'm very sorry to inform you, our department's student now is interviewing in your neighboring USC. And let me tell you, if they got into USC, it's very bad for you. So would you please to take action, to take a look at our student? It's not his own student, okay? It's the department's student. So the first thing I learned when I was a chair is to call for a forum. Every week we have one day to get faculty together. Not faculty to give a lecture, but the student. Faculty recommend their most accomplished student to get on the stage to speak. The reason? For everyone to know that. Oh, this is the best student we have this year. We all need to work together to get him into Harvard. That is important for all of us. Once you get that momentum built, then you started to build your legacy. If you don't do that, then no matter how many papers you publish, the paper will be, one day will be gone with the wind. Yeah. Okay? That is a reality. So anyway, so this is the active education and placement. There's many ways that we do. Oh, this is one thing. In the active education, I have requested all students, including Shakespearean students, to do to learn the coding. Because if you don't understand the coding language, I don't think you're a modern linguist. Okay? Everyone must learn how to code. And Taiwan's Ministry of Education, they take my concept and they want to implement. They want Jiao Tong to educate the entire country. Students to do coding. Everyone has to do the high-level computing. I don't want you to do the machine coding. No, that is belong to CS department. But you should be able to do the English-like, the high-level languages coding. And many of these are the applied arts students, and you can take a look at that. Oh, how do I? Okay.
这样，所以不要把它做到变成8只脚，可以